Good afternoon, everybody. This is our mic test. If you can see us, if you can hear us, go ahead and give us a thumbs up so that we'll know that everything's working properly. We do want to go ahead and remind you to fill out the census at www.2020census.gov. If you haven't done that, please talk to your friends, your family members, and your neighbors to do this. We will begin promptly at 3 o'clock.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Friday afternoon. I'm going to move right on into our report here. We've got quite a bit to cover today. We have the Judge Carter here today, our probate judge, Marshanna Sharp from the library, and I also have David Powell, one of the owners of the lineman school. I'm glad to have all these people here, so it'll be a pretty informative day. I want to touch on our cleanup. Cleanup's going really good. They'll probably pick up this weekend. I've had a lot of calls just today and yesterday too about our gates for the brush. As I've said the last few days, this gate will be open from daylight to dark. Saturday, well, actually 7 days a week, and we'll try to do this. Want to maintain it for at least another 2 weeks. Also with our pickup. Try to get your stuff on out this weekend and through the week if you can to the edge of the road where we can go back around and pick that up. I know the rain's kind of hindered some people from doing this, but just do the best you can, and we'll if you can call when you get it out there. If you could just call our office and give us a location, and that would help us, because we really don't have a route now we're trying to travel because most of it, a lot of the big stuff's gone. So try to do that. We had several calls, and I know Stacy's had a lot of calls about the Four Fields or sports complex down there as far as opening it. Well, the virus is one thing, it's closing it because of that, but we've got a tremendous amount of damage down there from the winds that came through the other night. We've got some of our larger tall poles with LED lights on that are leaning, and so we've got had people in here yesterday, the day before, looking at this. Our insurance people's already have been in, and we hope to get on construction on that started next week if possible. So just bear with us on it, and we'll keep in touch with myself or Stacy and our Phillip Hartline, and we'll let you know kind of how we're going on that. Our building here, our government offices, and also our courts facility, we're going to do our best. The way it looks right now, we'll open back up to normal operations. It'll be April 4th. That'll be the first Monday in May. The shelter in place will be lifted April 30th, and that following Monday we'll go back to as close to normal as we can. You'll notice a lot of changes in our offices, which we're doing right now. There'll be plexiglass plates there that you'll be talking to your different people that are waiting on you. Also at the court facility, the judges, all those people there, the probate, magistrate, will be a little different in their offices also. But we're living in a different time. That's all I can say. It's just different. Even in our office, we're doing those renovations also. And remember, at the end of our session here, any questions after we're finished here, I'll try to get them to Kerri, and we'll be glad to try to answer those or get you some answers on. I'll go into our report as far as numbers go. We did increase one. We went from 15 to 16 in Dade County. Walker County, they stayed the same at 59. Catoosa County went from 45 to 46. In Chattooga County, they stayed the same at 11. Whitfield County, they went up 1, 59 to 60. Floyd County went from 128 to 129. Gordon County, 70 to 73. Bartow County went from 259 to 265. And there's still 412 counties, unknown counties, that are still out there. Totally in Georgia, there's been 892 deaths. That's up from 872 as of yesterday. In our Tennessee counties, we have in Hamilton County, which is a bordering county, they went from 127 to 129. That's and they have 76 recoveries there and 13 deceased. Marion County, they stayed the same at 28, and they have 21 that's recovered. Grundy County went from 26 to 27, and they have 20 that's recovered. Sequatchie County stayed the same at 3. They have 3 now that's recovered. So all their cases are back home or back at work. Midge County stayed the same at 5. They have 2 recovered. 38 in Bradley, they stayed the same. They have 35 recovered, so they only have 3 active cases. They also have 1 death. Totally statewide, they have 170 deaths, and that's up from 166 yesterday. Moving to Alabama, our 2 counties that touch us there is Jackson County. They stayed the same at 43. DeKalb County, they went from 58 to 61. As you see, the numbers still, they're still going up, not as drastically as they have been in the last few weeks since we've been doing this. So, just because that, the governor is relieving some of the people to go back and actually open their businesses, as we say every day, don't let your guard down because it's still here. This thing's by far not over. And so we just really be careful when you're out in the grocery stores or whatever. Try to wear your mask and all. But I'm going to go ahead and move on, if you would. Kerri, Judge Carter, let's come on up here, and then we'll go. When you're finished, we'll let Marshanna come up, and we'll let David, and y'all can go last there. Okay?
Thank you, Ted. I'm Kerri Carter. I'm the probate judge here in Dade County, and wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. I think the thing in our office with the most interest will be the weapons carry license. Those folks who have a current weapons carry license that expired within 30 days of that initial judicial order, which was dated March 14th. So if your permit expired 30 days before March 14th, then those expirations paused at that time, and you will still have time, once that's lifted, to come in and renew your gun permit without being fingerprinted. If you're unsure when your permit is going to expire or how long you have, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you through that in the office. The judicial emergency is actually still going to be in effect until May the 13th. And so as of May the 13th, we'll be able to take applications for new gun permits. We are going to take appointments for weapons carry applications and marriage license applications. We're hoping that that'll help us to be more efficient and to enable people to keep their distance physically, but still get through that increased demand for services that we're expecting to start. And again, that will be May the 13th that we can take applications again for new gun permits and begin to renew those existing gun permits that expire. As Ted said, we're going to continue to use protective personal equipment in the office, and we would encourage you to do the same. If you want to come in with gloves on, wearing a mask, that's okay with us, and we can get through that application process even with that equipment on. When you go to the Sheriff's Department to be fingerprinted, of course, you'll have to take the gloves off as they do those individual fingerprints. But over the next couple of weeks, until we're able to accept the applications and issue the new gun permits, then we'll be taking measures to help us create situations that will be more safe for both the staff and the applicants coming into the office. We are continuing to accept probate petitions. They can be filed by mail or bring them to the office and you can slide them under the door. We take traffic citation payments. All of our traffic court dates have been postponed, at least at this point, until June. We have heard that the judicial order may extend after May 13th, but that's not going to apply to the weapons carry permits. Mostly, I think that's going to apply to jury trials if that happens. Vital records. So we issue birth and death records, and if you need a copy of your Georgia birth certificate or a Georgia death certificate, you can come to the office, fill out the form. We'll slide those documents back and forth under the door. So we're all still there, the same regular business hours that we've had before, but we're trying to handle our operations by sliding things under the door to keep everybody safe and enable everybody to keep their distance. So our office phone number is 706-657-4414, and you can give us a call and we can help you out with any questions that you may have about services we're offering, when your gun permit is eligible for renewal without fingerprinting, all those things. Our fax number, if you need that, is 706-657-4305. Some of our applications are online, and you can access our page, the court services bar that's to the left of the screen. You can access the probate court page through the county page and be able to get some information there as well. The email link that's on that is not working, but we'll get that. I'll get that to Kerri's attention and we'll get that fixed next week. So as far as I know, that's all I have for you. Thank you. Thank you, Ted.
All right, thank you. Marshanna?
Good evening, and I want to thank Ted and Alex and Kerri for doing these each day. It's really helped me keep informed, and we're actually invited every day to be here, but we don't come because we didn't have any new information. So I do have some information. We are getting ready to open the library back up. Like the county, we're having to take safety precautions for the staff and you. So next week we'll be working on getting the shields up and some things to do. We will be following the guidelines and doing the 20 items that we have to do. Because of this, it will take more staff, so we are only going to be opening up for 3 days a week, and that will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be opening at the same time those days. It's going to be from 10 till 6. And we're going to take 10 to 11 will be only for the most vulnerable, people with asthma and the elderly. If you still don't want to come in, we will do curbside service. So once we open back up, if you will call us, we'll let you know how to proceed with that service. Also, we will be having limited services. Of course, we'll still be doing social distance. So some of the furniture will be gone. We do enjoy our play groups and the teens that come and all that, but we ask that you hold off on those right now because the still social distance and all that's still in place. So we will have to keep the 6 feet apart. So we'll be limited to the number of people that are allowed in the building. So we're just going to have, like, you know, coming in and checking out books, DVDs. If you need to use the computer, we'll kind of do like the shopping carts. We'll have a new keyboard cleaned and give you a new keyboard each person, but it will be limited time. So we just keep that in mind because we'll be only letting so many in at a time. We are trying to get masks that we'll be able to give out to each person if you don't have a mask. We're working on that. So if you know anybody that's making any that would like to, you know, give them so that we can pass them out, that would be great. We'll accept those. I will be opening the drop box up on Monday, and you're welcome to drop the books off that the people that's been holding them. But we have measures in place for safety and about the books and when they come back in, how to make sure they're safe before they go back out, and so we have all that. We'll be doing this for 2 weeks and seeing how it goes, and you know, some of the times may be changed, but I'll let you update you on that. We have our Facebook, we'll be updating on that. So hope to see, if you have any questions, just ask Kerri and we'll let you know, but hope to see you soon and everybody stay safe.
Thank you, David, you want to come on up? We have a representative here from the Lyman College here in our county, and been you know, a lot of questions and a lot of things going on down there. They're trying to prepare for this new class coming in, and we got David here. He called and wanted to come up and talk to everyone, you know, and just let them know kind of what's going on and what they're doing to protect us and protect themselves. So, David Powell.
Thank you, Ted. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Powell, and I am one of the owners of Southeast Lyman Training Center. I appreciate the opportunity to be here to just kind of inform everyone what's going on at the Lyman School. One thing that is a little bit different, obviously a lot of schools being let out and closed. The Lyman School has 2 programs. One is the electrical line worker program. The other is the communications line worker program. And both of those actually fall into what is considered critical infrastructure sectors. And they're going to post a link here. It's a CISA.gov link, and you can go on there and check that out. But because we're in the utility industry, electric side, and communication side, it's the reason why us as a school has still been in operation. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the classroom training that we have adjusted due to the COVID situation. But obviously, doing line work and doing communications work, it's not something that we can actually instruct remotely. And because of the demand in the industry for communication line workers and electrical line workers, and how critical it is being part of that infrastructure, the United States, the president, considered it actually it could be an economic security, national security issue, and things of that nature. So that's one of the reasons why schools like ours, we're one of few across the country that train. So it's a very specific driven. But obviously, when something like this comes up, you know, we've been in the community for 20 years, and we've had long-standing relationships with elected officials, the sheriff department, police department, just the community in general. And this situation, obviously, has been no exception to that. So because of that, we've developed a protocol to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic and to do our part. So there's 3 major initiatives that we actually put together. And the first initiative was to commit students to self-isolation prior to attending the school. So before they get here, we sent out a form. They had to personally attest to these these recommendations, these requirements before they can enter into the program. One is they agree they have not tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 14 days and are not currently waiting for the results of a COVID-19 test. They have not been in close contact with anyone who has tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 14 days. They are not currently experiencing any symptoms of COVID-19 and have not lived with anyone who is currently experiencing these symptoms in the past 14 days. And they actually will have to self-quarantine. They agree to self-quarantine in their place of residence for 14 days prior to attending SLTC. So these are the requirements that before they actually even arrive that we've asked them to abide to, that to follow, they attest to. The second initiative was commit students to health monitoring and other restrictions while enrolled in the school. So once they arrive here, these are other things they agreed to do prior to even continuing their class. Now students we've had some that have withdrawn, and that's an option. They don't have to come to the program, so we've allowed that as an option to move to a later date. But the students that are going to come, these are the requirements. Once they arrive, they will allow their temperature to be checked every day by their instructors. They will limit non-essential travel and remain within 50 miles of the campus. So we do have some students that actually commute. They might live in Georgia, they might live in Alabama or Tennessee, and they drive to school every day and then return home. Those would have options to travel maybe outside that 50-mile radius. The rest would actually be limited to a 50-mile radius, primarily just staying in the greater Chattanooga area for supplies and things like that. So restricting their travel. They will not house, host, or visit with travelers, including out-of-state visitors. They will inform SLTC staff on any emergency travel exceptions and submit to a quarantine protocol upon return. So if there is an emergency situation where they do have to actually travel back home, there's a possibility that they would have to actually be quarantined. So that's a risk they would have to take. And then also, if they have agreed to follow all SLTC local and state guidelines for preventing the spread of COVID-19 virus while enrolled at SLTC, and acknowledge that if they are found in violation, could be terminated from the program without refund. So they understand coming into the school that a violation of these policies, they could be sent home. They also realize that if they come in and they're not following these, not abiding by these, or have not done that, then obviously at risk their tuition and their term here. So it's very important. We have what we call code of conduct that we have with the students, and that code of conduct means that it's not just what they do on campus, but it's off-campus activities as well. And so we hold these students to really high standards, and in this situation, it's even more important. Third initiative includes a variety of additional measures that in some way go over and above the national and local guidelines. Okay, so I'm going to cover some of these things. Between the last class and this class, we've installed UV lights in our air conditioners. UV light destroys microbes in air conditioners. Lights we've installed destroy microbes like mold, bacteria, mildew, mold, viruses in the line of sight of the UV bulb. So we had that installed in all of our campuses, at all of our air conditioner systems. Enhanced daily cleaning schedule. So we put together a team. We've got our safety team, and they've coordinated where obviously our daily cleaning schedule's enhanced. Also, the students are part of that cleaning schedule as well. We did a post-class deep cleaning, so when this class left, we obviously did a deep clean when those students graduated. Everything has been bleached or cleansed with antibacterial solution, including our back deck and picnic tables. Daily temperature checks. So as I mentioned that earlier, the students are required to daily temperature checks. So we're going to be monitoring them as they arrive and throughout their term of being here. Actually, after the 14 days of them being here, at that point, if they don't show any signs or don't have any illnesses or don't have anything, and technically there would be full-time residents of here. It's like they've always been here. So the first 14 days are the most critical for us to be monitoring any changes in their temperature. Stay-in-place measures, I already mentioned that. So these students, unlike other students that would come in that kind of feel like, well, I'd come to school, and then on the weekends do whatever I want to or go travel. These students understand that we have stay-in-place measures put in place, and they also understand that if they're caught violating that they could be terminated from the program. So again, these students are coming in understanding that these requirements are much more stringent than previous classes. Also, distance learning. So I mentioned a little bit about the distance learning. We've actually put together online curriculum for our students, so we have the opportunity, we have the ability to teach them remotely in all the academic classes. And the way our classroom or way our training is broken down is about 2 hours per day that's done in the classroom, and the remaining of the time is out in the field. Well, when they're outside and they're out in the field, it's easy to maintain social distancing, it's easy to be spread out, but we did do those online classes so that the students would actually be able to do that off campus if necessary. So that is in place and ready. We've posted CDC posters all over the campus, hand sanitizer stations, and then also we've provided the students with face masks. So we have masks for training and then masks when they're actually in the community. And this is, again, is something that just we're giving them, we're providing them because the situation is unique, obviously, to this class. And then finally, one of the things we've done is we've ordered enough tests for all of our staff and all of our students. We placed an order for 300 tests. It is our intention to test these students upon arrival. So at this point, that's what our plan is to do right now, is to have all these students tested. We're hoping those tests will be here in time, but we are going to test our entire staff and entire class. So those are the steps that we've taken to ensure, the safety of the community, the safety of our current staff, the safety of the students. And I just wanted to, again, bring that, let you understand kind of all the things that we're doing. I would like to thank Commissioner Rumley, Mayor Alex Case, Sheriff Ray Cross, and everyone that's helped develop and implement these processes and procedures. And we're going to continue to make adjustments and improvements to these guidelines as we need to. So again, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, David. We got some questions.
The only question we have is about employees going back to work. Is it the employee's job to provide the mask, or is it the employer's job to provide the mask?
Well, I would think that going back to work, it should be your employers, but I don't know whether is that in any of the guidelines that you've read? Your employer, should be a person that would supply them, I would think. I don't mean if that's the way we are here, and I think it should be. But.
We did have a question for SLTC. When will the students arrive for the next class?
Okay.
So the students are set to arrive May the 4th. And again, what we did, we structured our whole orientation to the students moving in and being tested before they actually move into housing. That's our plan at this point.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
One for the library. When is the library actually opening? May the 4th?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday, May the 5th will be the date.
5th. Yeah, May the 5th. Yeah. That it? Okay. All right. Appreciate everyone tuning in today, and hope this was, informative. And if you just think of any more questions that may come to your mind, just shoot them to Kerri there, or call me on my phone 667-8999, area code 423, and I'll be glad to get you an answer. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and so just take care and stay healthy, and try to abide by all the guidelines that we have out there as far as face mask and your social distancing. And of course, we mentioned churches yesterday, and this will be the first Sunday back for a lot of churches, and I know a lot of people are really glad of that. So you have a good weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow, Saturday. Thank you.